together, together. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to my circle. Well, today we're going to talk about a very special man in history. His name is Martin Luther King Jr. And we're also going to learn about the letter K. But before we do those two things, let's do calendar. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Today we're looking at the word Thursday. Thursday is day number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the 5th day in our week. Let's look at the word Thursday. The last time we looked at the word Thursday, we learned that T and H together make a digraph that makes the sound th. Today we're looking at another digraph. It's U and R, and they say So we've got Thursday. Thursday. Now today is Thursday, so we're going to sing. Today is Thursday. Today is Thursday. Today is Thursday all day long. Today is Thursday. Today is Thursday. Today is Thursday all day long. Maintenant en français. Now in French. Il y a 7 jours dans une semaine. Dimanche, lundi, mardi et mercredi. Jeudi, vendredi et samedi. Voilà les jours de la semaine. Now let's do some counting in French. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jeudi est le 5e jour de la semaine. Now let's look at the word jeudi. When we looked at the word jeudi the last time, we saw that it begins with the letter J that says J, J. Now we have a French digraph, EU, that says jeudi, 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 jeudi. Now if you wanted to tell someone in French that today is Thursday, you would say aujourd'hui, c'est jeudi. Très bien. Now let's look at the months of the year. January, February, March, and April, May, June, July, and August, September, October, November, and December. There are 12 months in a year. And we are still in the month of January. January is the very first month of our year. And the way we say January in French is janvier. Can you say that? Janvier. Janvier. Très bien. How is the weather? Is it sunny? How is the weather? Is it raining? How is the weather? Is it snowing? How's the weather where you live? Well, today we had a lot of snow. And I did some shoveling today because we had lots and lots of snow. Do you want to sing the snow song? All right. Il neige, il neige, il neige. Il neige on Monday that just passed, there was a very special holiday in the United States of America. It's a holiday to celebrate a very special man. His name was Martin Luther King Jr., and he did a lot to help his people and to make Americans, no matter what race they're from, think about how they treat other people. Now, in America, they have a day off. In Canada, we don't, but we still celebrate him because what he taught is good for all the countries. What do we know about him? Well, I have a book that teaches us many things about this man. This book is called Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Are you ready to listen so we can learn together about this special man? Martin Luther King Jr. Day honors the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And he was a brave man. He worked hard to help make the United States a better country. Do you see his picture there? You can see it better here. King believed that all people should be treated equally. He wanted people to stand up for civil rights. On this holiday, people remember King's message of equality. Equality when everybody is treated the same way. And freedom. People celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day on the third Monday in January. The holiday is always close to King's birthday, and his birthday is on January 15. So there's a better picture of Martin Luther King Jr. Hundreds of years ago, people kidnapped Africans from their homes. The kidnappers sold the Africans as slaves. Slaves are people that work without getting paid. The kidnappers sold the Africans as slaves in the United States. Slaves had no rights or freedoms. Slave owners forced slaves to work long hours and treated them badly. This slavery ended in 1865. That's a long time before you were born. Even then, African Americans did not have the same rights as white people in the U.S. Some states passed laws to create segregation. That means that they could not be together. Segregation, there were black schools, white schools, etc. These laws forced African Americans to live separately from white people. African Americans could live, work, and go to church only with other African Americans. Martin Luther King Jr. was born on January 15 in 1929. He was born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia. King grew up with segregation. He could not be friends with white children. He could not play in the same parks or go to the same movie theaters. King grew up wanting to change the way African Americans were treated. King worked hard in school. He wanted a job helping others. He decided to go to college to become a minister. And this man, his name is Mahatma Gandhi. His ways of doing things and his writings were very important to King, and he copied some of his ways. King believed segregation could be changed in a peaceful way. King organized marches, sittings, and boycotts. King gave speeches encouraging people to support equal rights for all Americans. Not everyone agreed with King's message. Some people did not believe African Americans should have the same rights as white people in the United States. Some people tried to stop King from doing his work. They put him in jail, and people even tried to hurt King and his family. Isn't that sad? Just because he wanted to do something that was good. King's work helped make important changes in the U.S. In 1964, the United States government passed the Civil Rights Act. The Civil Rights Act ended segregation. That means now that people can go to the same school. You can have a classmate that's black and a classmate that's white in the same classroom. African Americans and white children could attend the same school. They could play at the same playgrounds. African Americans had the same rights and freedoms as everyone else in the U.S. In 1964, King received the Nobel Peace Prize for his work. That's a very high honor. This award is a great achievement. Only one person in the world receives this award each year. And there's a picture of him getting the award. It was a very sad day, though. On April 4, 1968, a man named James Earl Ray shot King. That was a very sad thing. Ray was against African Americans having equal rights. King was only 39 years old. He had a wife and 4 children. King's death shocked and saddened people around the world. Thousands of people came to King's funeral. People wanted to honor his memory. Even though King was gone, people wanted to continue his important work. And so a holiday was created. It took many years for the government to make Martin Luther King Jr. Day a holiday. It was hard work, but people across the country did not give up. In 1982, more than 6 million people signed a petition to show support of a holiday to honor King. In 1983, United States President Ronald Reagan signed a law to create a holiday to honor King's important work. People celebrated the first Martin Luther King Jr. Day on January 20, 1986. And there's President Ronald Reagan signing. People celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day in different ways. Many cities hold marches or parades to honor King's memory. So here's a child holding a sign that says, "We shall overcome," with peace signs on it. People come together to march for peace and equal rights. Some people carry signs with words to support King's message. The marches remind people of the many peaceful marches King held. Because King was a man of peace. Some people attend special services at their churches on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. These services celebrate King's strong faith and peaceful message. People pray for peace and give thanks for King's work. Many people sing King's favorite hymns and songs written to honor his memory. People also listened to recordings from some of his most famous speeches. His words encouraged people to carry on his work. And here's a statue of King. People celebrate Martin Luther King Jr.'s Day by visiting places built in his honor. Many cities have monuments, this is a monument, built to remember King. The monuments remind people of King's important work. The King Center in Atlanta, Georgia is a place built to teach people about King's message. Each year, more than 650,000 people from all over the world visit the King Center. People come to learn more about King's work and his message of peace. And here's the King Center. Many schools celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Children learn about King's life and his work. Students are encouraged to spread King's message of love, equality, and peace. So here's a young girl doing one of King's speeches. Students memorize King's words from his famous speeches. Students also learn about the civil rights movement. Students are taught how King made the country a better place. And this day of service is something that happened on Monday of this year too. In 1994, Congress named Martin Luther King Jr. Day a National Day of Volunteer Service. In 2008, more than 500,000 people across the country came together to help others. This year, people helped each other. It's COVID, and so they helped each other by doing things that people need for to help them combat the coronavirus. Some people help clean up their communities by picking up litter or fixing old houses. Other people planted flowers in city parks or brought food to the hungry. People of all ages can join in to help others in their community. Martin Luther King Jr. worked to make the United States a better place for everyone. He helped earn equal rights for all Americans. He stood for equality and freedom. These are two important parts of the United States of American culture. You can celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day every day. You can do things to help people in your community. For example, you can give your old toys and clothing to charity. That's for people who don't have as much as you do. You can also honor King's memory by being kind to others and treating people fairly. And that's how you can celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day every day. So this year, it was a little bit different. There were no parades because it's COVID, but people were able to still celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day by doing nice deeds for others. And we can do that every day, even during COVID. All right, so we had a lot of learning just now. And so we're going to relax a little bit by singing a fun song. So we're going to sing The Wheels on the Bus. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. The people on the bus go up and down, up and down, up and down. The people on the bus go up and down, all through the town. The children on the bus just wave to their friends, wave to their friends, wave to their friends. The children on the bus just wave to their friends all through the town. The babies on the bus go wah, 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 wah. The babies on the bus go wah, 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 all through the town. The mommies on the bus go shh, 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 shh. The mommies on the bus go shh, 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 all through the town. The horn on the bus goes toot, 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 toot. The horn on the bus goes toot, 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 all through the town. The driver on the bus says, move on back, move on back, move on back. The driver on the bus says, move on back, all through the town. All right, are you ready to see what Detective Dave is up to today? Today we're going to learn about the letter K. Now, the letter K is very interesting. The sound that it makes is just like when the letter C makes a hard sound. So we have two K's, K and K. Kitchen chairs in the Fun family are getting old and fragile. No running in the house is a Fun family rule. But sometimes Dave and Jen forget. One day, Dave was trying out his kite in the house, and he grabbed Jen's doll to tease her. He ran through the kitchen, the dining room, the living room, and back into the kitchen, with Jen close behind him. Kitty, Jen's little kitten, hid under a kitchen chair to keep out of the way. Dave raced into the kitchen for the third time. As he was looking behind him, he kicked into the kitchen chair where Jen's kitten was hiding. Out dashed the kitten. Crash went the chair. Up went the seat as one front leg snapped and it fell to the back of the chair. Mom ran in when she heard the noise. Dave knew that he should have not been running and said that he was sorry and would pay for the chair to be fixed. He looked at the broken chair and said to Jen, the kitchen chair looks like the letter K. So let's look. The kitchen chair looks like the letter K. He is right. And the noise it made when it broke was the sound of the letter K. Oh, what a horrible sound. Now let's look at the picture. What can we see in the picture that starts with a K sound? We've got kitten, kangaroo, key, kite, kettle. I think that's it. Well, Dave is kicking, kick. I think we've got all the K sounds. All right. So, this time, this movement that we'll be doing is a breaking K, K. So we'll be going from A to K. So, A, B, K, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, and K. So we have two K sounds. Are you ready? We've got a lot of singing, so take a deep breath. Let's get going on our singing. A says A, A says A, apple on the tree says A, A, A. B says B, B says B. Bobby with his back says B, B, B. C says K. C says K. Curly-headed Colin says K, K, K. D says D. D says D. Drummer Dave says D, D, D. E says E. E says E. Egg in a cup says E, E, E. F says F. F says F. Fiona's funny feather says F, F, F. G says G. G says G. Gobbling goose says G, G, G. H says H. H says H. Harry Humphrey says H, H, H. I says I. I says I. Incarnate says I. J says J. J says J. Jello in a jug says J, J, J. K says K. K says K. Kitchen chair breaking says K, K, K. And that's where we'll end today. Next week we'll learn another sound. And moms and dads, if you want more information about the Fun Family Phonics System, you can go to the website www.funfamilyphonics.com and get more information there. And also, moms and dads, if you enjoyed my video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And boys and girls, we've done a lot of learning today, so it's time to say goodbye. See you later, alligator, in a while, crocodile, give a hug, ladybug, blow a kiss, jellyfish. Goodbye, boys and girls. Bye.